Ladies and gentlemen, it's Tito'Clock. So please welcome your host, James Deacon.
Happy New Year, everybody! Hi, everyone. It's Rocket and I and the rest of the gang for Tito'Clock. Welcome 2021! Woohoo! Well, kind of nothing's really changed, has it? But you know what? Oh, some things don't change. Mayan's first. Hi, Mayan. We got to meet Mayan last year. That was so cool. And we gave her a little special prize for being, I guess, well, lack of a better thing, I guess the most loyal Tito'Clocker around, because Mayan has been there since the beginning. Now, Mayan, while I got you up on screen there, I got to tell you, whatever those things you sent, those puto things that you brought from Bulacan, was it Bulacan? It was so delicious, man. Send us a name again, because that was really, really something special. I really enjoyed that, and so did everybody. So thank you. We got plenty more of that coming up in the show. We got Free Plug Friday, of course. So we're definitely going to be sharing more and more of these little treasures that we find around town, whether it's food bits or little new small businesses and stuff like that. That's all coming up in today's show, of course. And we're going to do the raffles. We've got 9 awesome prizes. One, we're going to be giving gas away, or you can choose between gas or the diagnostics for people who are, having to get some diagnostic work done. We know how expensive that can be. So there's some help from High Precision Diagnostics on the way there. Also, we've got 7 Ninja Ion air purifiers. There's personal air purifiers that we're going to be giving away as well, courtesy of our friends of Ninja Ion as well. But it always starts with, well, what's making headlines? And for that, we kind of need Chris. Chris, what you got for us?
Hello, Tito James. Happy 2021, everybody. It's a new Tito'Clock Friday, so here are today's headlines. The latest Pulse Asia survey released on Thursday showed that 47% of Filipinos do not want to get COVID-19 vaccination because of their concern about the safety of the vaccine. Only 32% showed a willingness to receive the vaccine, while 21% are still undecided. This nationwide survey is based on a sample of 2,400 representative adults 18 years old and above. It has a 2% error margin at the 95% confidence level. The survey fieldwork was conducted from November 23 to December 2 using face-to-face interviews. In a separate survey conducted by Okta Research, released on Wednesday, found that only 1 out of 4, or 25% of respondents in the National Capital Region, or NCR, are willing to get inoculated if there are already available COVID-19 vaccine in the country. In Cebu City, throngs of devotees still trooped to the Basilica Minore del Santo Niño early Friday morning to mark the start of the 456th Fiesta Señor celebration. But unlike previous years, which normally brings in thousands of devotees, people who attended the 2021 opening salvo were limited by administrators of the Basilica to prevent the spread of the virus. According to Cebu City Councilor David Tumulak, only 1,500 people were allowed to enter the Basilica's compound to ensure physical distancing. Those who failed to enter the churchyard stayed on streets surrounding the basilica and watched the Eucharistic celebration through large LED screens and television monitors installed around the church complex. At 5:30 a.m., the image of the child Jesus was enthroned at the basilica's outdoor pilgrim center, where all Novena masses would be held. This year, Cebuanos and the entire country are celebrating the 500th year of the arrival of the Santo Niño in the Philippine shores and the 500 years of Christianity in the country. Creator Inoue Takehiko announced via Twitter on Thursday that the classic basketball anime Slam Dunk will finally be getting a new movie. The announcement has since taken the internet by storm, gaining over 106,000 retweets and more than 192,000 likes. Its official website shows that the upcoming film will be produced by Toei Animation, which is also responsible for the production of the series in the 1990s. Before getting its anime series adaptation, Slam Dunk started as a manga created by Takehiko himself that ran on the weekly Shonen Jump in the early 90s. Four Slam Dunk movies have already been released from 1994 to 1995. Slam Dunk tells the story of Hanamichi Sakuragi, a high school boy who did not know anything about basketball but played a game with the captain of a basketball team and won, according to Toei Animation's official website. The series chronicles Sakuragi and his team as they struggle to become the best basketball players they can be. P-pop group SB19's hit single Hanggang sa Huli is now their fifth song to have claimed the number one spot on Billboard's Lyric Find Global chart. The group announced on their Twitter page on January 6th that the song peaked at the top spot in this week's chart. SB19's four other songs, namely Alab, Ikako, Love Goes, and Tila Luha, have all claimed the topmost spot on the same chart in different weeks. According to Billboard, the Lyric Find charts rank the top trending lyrics searches through Lyric Find's syndication service. SB19 ranked 6th among Billboard's top social 50 artists of 2020, making them the only Filipino act to get into the said list. K-pop superstar groups dominated the top 5, with BTS once again claiming the top spot, followed by EXO and NCT 127 at numbers 2 and 3, while 17 claimed 5th. SB19, composed of Sejun, Josh, Stel, Ken, and Justin, were trained by a Korean entertainment company before debuting in the Philippines in 2018. And that's all for the first set of Tito'Clock headlines for 2021. Now let's have Tito James back as we take a look at the inbox.
Sorry, I was doing my TikTok. Hang on, sorry about that. Oh, this whole band has got me into TikTok. So, hi, what we got there?
I love your dance moves, Tito James. You have to do that again. You have to do that more.
Now, let me just try it out again. Here we go. How's it going?
All right, let's see it. To a slow song, ha? To hanggang sa huli.
Man, I got to tell you all about my Tito Talk days, which has just started. But first, let's check the inbox and see what we got there.
Yeah, okay. We have a bunch of a few videos, if I may say so. So we have these.
New year. I hope they're new videos. I hope they're new, non-infuriating videos. What's this? Skyway. Is that
Highway counterflow. Yes.
Come on. What? T-Plex? Oh my God, that's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah.
We didn't even post that. Well, then again, we probably did, but we didn't see it because of the shadow ban. Next.
Next, we have the Kamote Rider.
Okay, here we go.
Another one.
Yeah.
Let's see it.
That's insane. Oh, this is, well. I was
I know what happened.
I'm lost for words because I was gonna say, finally one guy slows down for the pedestrian crossing, right? So I was actually gonna give this guy some credit because he slowed down for the pedestrian crossing, but it wasn't to let the pedestrian go, it's to do a U-turn, an illegal one on the pedestrian crossing. So dalawang kamote, 2 for the price of 1. That's, oh my God. Ay, nako. It's 2021, nothing's changed. I want my money back.
Walang magbabago sa pamilyang to, Tito James.
Oh no, that's why I'm done with the 7-day trial. I'm not going to sign up for the rest of 2021. I want my money back.
All right.
Oh my God. U-turn on the pedestrian crossing, tapos he got whacked. Next.
Okay, last one. We have the grilled chickens on hyperdrive.
Wait, I remember this one. This is what you call fast food, man. Check this out.
Yes, fast food. I laughed so hard.
it,
Nagmamadali sila eh. Parang may
You know,
taong nakaabang.
it's either fast food or have you ever tried chicken turnovers?
Not yet. I
Okay,
have to try one of them.
that's a chicken turnover, and not in the exact sense of how they designed the recipe, but it's some form of a chicken turnover over.
Over. In full speed.
Well, at least we ended with a semi good note, you know.
Yes.
I'm
Always good to end with a laugh, with a good laugh.
we
So
need more
thank you,
laughs.
netizens.
All right,
Yes.
Chris. The new rule for every week: it's only good news allowed. All right? No, I'm just
All
kidding.
right. Let me
You
try.
just
Let me try to do that next week. I
tell
will
the
try
news.
my best, Tito James.
All right. Thanks,
All
Chris.
right. Thank you, Tito. Have a good weekend, everybody, and I'll see you again in the next one. Bye.
Wow, what was that? Okay, well, that was Chris with the latest in headlines. And that was, of course, well, you know, we also have our thingy-mabobby with the, you know what I didn't do? I remember now, X. We have a little bit of a, give me a second because it's our first show of the year. So what ended up happening is, well, typical. Obviously I forgot something. I forgot my music. That's one thing, right? And the other one that I almost forgot, and that's just a big fat almost, is Free Plug Friday. But for that, I got to make sure that we get ourselves set up here. One day, nothing's changed, has it? Don't worry. After this, I got some really juicy cuento for you, and I'll share that with you in just a second. But for now, let's pop this open. And X, how you doing there with the Free Plug Friday? Are you ready for us? Thumbs up. Yeah, you're ready for us? Okay. X is totally ready with the Free Plug Friday stuff. So let's check out what she's got there in the inbox. And what you got there, X?
Hi, Tito James. We actually have a lot in store once again, but before we go there, I just want to say hi to all the Tito'Clockers. Welcome to another edition of Free Plug Friday.
Woohoo!
All right, guys. First up, Tito James, don't you believe that health is wealth, especially during this time?
Well, unless you're probably feel health.
You're funny, Tito James. All right, guys. So folks from Sydenham.
What is it? Sorry. Okay, it's the wrong. All right, so there you go. I did send it to you, so oh darn. Wonder what happened there. Mm-hmm. I'll do it from Viber here. Apologies. Now you know we're really definitely live, right? That's one thing for sure. Okay, but that is I wish we could do this. Is it playing?
Yeah.
Was it?
Yeah.
Really? Okay, I'll run it like that. Ready? 3, 2, 1.
Actually have a lot in store once again, but before we go there, I just want to greet a very happy new year to all the Tito'Clockers. Welcome to the first edition of Free Plug Friday for 2021. Woo! Okay, feast your eyes on the screen. All right, let's start the year with some sweetness from Lulu Bakes PH. Lulu Bakes offers melt in your mouth fast food.
That's the loudest.
Come in the a lot of dishes like Laing, Bicol Express, and
All right. Well, we're back, and we obviously have super problems again. Okay, so here's my thing. If I sent it to you, now I'll have to send it to myself. And can we play a video or something while we're doing this?
Nope. You gotta dance.
I gotta dance. Okay, I'll dance if you can find the video. All right, here we go. Just give me a second. So this is welcome to Tito'Clock 2021 edition. So I'm confused because this is not the one. This is not the one.
Hi, DJs. We actually have a lot in store once again, but before we go there, I just want to greet a very happy new year to all.
There we go. Happy New Year. That should be the one.
Yes.
Okay. So 2 seconds. We're doing this live, baby. We're doing this completely live. Okay, phone. Okay. So, is this... How about now?
Hi, DJs. We actually have a lot in store once again. But before we go there, I just want to greet a very happy new year to all the Tito'Clockers. Welcome to the first edition of Free Plug Friday for 2021. Woo! Okay, feast your eyes on the screen. All right, let's start the year with some sweetness from Lulu Bakes PH. Lulu Bakes offers melt-in-your-mouth fast-burn cheesecake that come in the classic and Oreo flavor. What did you think about it, James?
This is one I just had, right?
Just had with Rocket.
Really yummy. It didn't feel too sweet, which is great.
I mean, Rocket was like, he had like a few bites too.
Yeah, of course. He's the official taste tester now. He's been graduating from his raffle role to taste tester, so he gave it the stamp of approval, or the poll.
Yeah. All right, guys. Price is 600 pesos for the mini size, and that's actually good for 2 to 3 people already. Hope you can check them out. Lulu Bakes PH on Facebook and Instagram. Next, we go to Ai Sushi.
This is good.
This was
really
good. Right, Ai Sushi is actually at the gig-based business that offers homemade aburi and maki. And what I really liked was their cheesy ebi taco. Won't you agree, DJ James?
You know, it was so unique. Yeah. Really, really nice. I mean, I was like, no, taco in a sushi.
Almost restaurant grade.
Yeah. No, and actually all of it that I had was, what was the first one? Because I just shoved in my mouth. It was so good. Oh,
definitely. That's got to be the cheesy ebi taco. That's the one we're looking at right now.
Oh, man, that was really good.
Yeah.
Restaurant quality nga.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Pretty impressive. So they also have the California Maki, spicy salmon aburi, ebi salmon volcano, and the ebi maki. It's also perfect for a small gathering because they have it in these boxes.
Highly suggest you use it for, obviously a very small gathering under these conditions, but because if you can share it, then you can try different things.
That's true, guys. Price starts at 160 pesos for the 8 pieces and 770 pesos for a platter. That's good for up to 5 people. Hope you can check them out. Ai Sushi on Facebook and Instagram. Next, we go to Gls Kitchen. So Gls Kitchen offers their James.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. This is so cheesy.
So cheesy.
It's as cheesy as my jokes, man.
What? Okay. But Gls Kitchen offers a cheesy rolled lasagna that come in regular and spicy flavor. Too bad I can't try, so I asked Alex to try it. Yeah, because it's got a kick, and it's also really just so. It took me a while to find where the lasagna was through all that cheese. Once you find it, it's really neatly rolled, and it's got all the flavors there. It's just really nicely done. I just, if you love cheese, and you're gonna really love this. For those of you who can try, price starts at 120 pesos. Hope you can check them out. Gls Kitchen on Facebook and Instagram. Now, DJ James, let's head over to the south. So Mama Dag's empanadas are these handmade and freshly baked empanadas that come in an assortment of flavors. And they come in flavors like the spicy beef sausage, chicken special, ham and cheese, creamy tuna, and pizza.
Nice. And they come in boxes of 10 too. So for about 350 bucks, they're really a nice different merienda to put out. It's nice variety, you know, just a really good flavors too that they got there.
Hope you can check them out, guys. It's actually pretty good, especially it's very filling, it's flaky, and it just feels like it's always freshly baked. Okay, guys, Mama Dag's Empanada on Facebook and Instagram. Next, DJs, we go to Shrimp Spot.
I have a soft spot for the Shrimp Spot. I'm just saying in advance.
Right, guys. Shrimp Spot is actually a quarantine-born online business that started in May 2020.
They started out small. Get it? Shrimp. I told you my cheesy jokes, right? I did warn you. But keep going with what I want to know the backstory.
Right. The backstory is the flavors come from different parts of Asia, just so he can make people feel like they're traveling the world.
Yeah, exactly. You can do there's quarantine everywhere except your tongue, right? You can go around the world in different flavors of shrimp. And what I found quite unique here was we had the butter garlic overload. That's like a Filipino favorite, right? Yeah. There was the cereal shrimp. If you've been to Singapore, you probably tried that.
Definitely.
Korean shrimp. There was salt and pepper, salted egg. But it was the Typhoon shelter shrimp. Have you ever heard of Typhoon shelter shrimp?
I actually got quite baffled about the name.
Yeah, I got
something about it.
Yeah, yeah, I got so baffled. I actually texted the guy and I asked him.
For real, Tito
Yeah,
James.
I did. I said, look, we need the backstory behind this Typhoon shelter shrimp.
What
And
did he say?
He said he went there to his first trip to Hong Kong. He ate. He was in Causeway Bay, and then they said this was like a typhoon shelter area, and he had the shrimp from there. Anyway,
Interesting.
somehow it became Typhoon shelter shrimp.
It actually is pretty good.
There's a
Tito James.
backstory. He actually was there and all that, and I think it was the first time he tried this type of shrimp, and he made his own version of it. So he kind of developed that.
That's pretty awesome. I'll be more likely to try that.
And they're working on a new one. He said a
Really?
red curry. Yeah,
A red curry.
a red curry.
Wow, that's interesting, guys. Price starts at 300 pesos per order. It is actually a big like the tub.
Yeah,
is
yeah.
pretty big.
Yeah, and you know what? Here's a little secret.
Yeah.
You can the day after don't throw out any of the. Sometimes you eat the prawn, there'll be a lot left of sauce. Fry your rice in it the next
Oh my
day.
god,
Yeah,
that's a good
super
hack.
nice.
That's a good hack, guys. Price start again. That's a good hack, guys. Again, Shrimp Spot on Facebook and Instagram. Tito James, after all that eating, let's not forget, of course, to sanitize, right?
Of course. It's still 2020. Just because it's over doesn't mean the virus went with it, right?
No, like that's why there's Bell-Am Essentials that offer Hello Cleanse, which is basically an alcohol-free sanitizer that's even safe for kids
I
and
like the
pets.
smell. I like the smell of this.
It's actually
Yeah,
it doesn't smell anything like it. It definitely is not alcohol.
This is the one, just the
Yeah.
one right now. Okay,
Yeah,
yeah.
the green
This is nice. It has a really nice, clean scent to it. Okay, so that I like, because I guess sometimes when it's so much alcohol, you feel like you're in a hospital. So it's nice to have a little bit of a scent to it.
And it's nice to not feel like an alcoholic every time you try to put something in your hands, right? Right, guys. The good thing about this is because of its active ingredient, it's said to be one of the recommended disinfectants by the WHO.
Okay, by who?
WHO, the
Who?
World Health Organization. Who?
There, cheese again.
Oh
Cheese,
my
cheese,
God.
cheese. Great cheese.
It's just flowing.
Can't believe she fell
James,
for it.
well, we haven't been doing a free plug Friday for almost a month, so I totally get it, no problem.
I'm going for the 4 cheese. That's usually my goal every free Black Friday or Tito'Clock.
Oh, here we go again, guys. Okay, before things get weird, price starts at 130 pesos for the 250 ml and 220 pesos for the 500 ml. Again, Bell-Am Essentials on Facebook and Instagram. Well, before everything else gets cheesy around here, I have to cut it short. That's all we have for this week's edition of Free Plug Friday. Stay safe and always sanitize, Tito'Clockers. This is X. Peace out. Happy weekend. Bye.
Sorry about the Tito jokes. I was trying to make it 4 cheese, but we only got 2 in there. Sorry about that. Best effort next time. Free Plug Friday, always a favorite of everybody here. People love to, of course, because it's a great way to support local businesses. Now, can I just urge you guys that I saw some people out there who are saying, oh, yummy, wish I could order. Please, please, please order. That's the whole point of this, is we have to support one another, and small businesses especially, because that's the lifeblood of the economy. I mean, big business obviously we're here to support everybody, but you got to sort of, if you have to start somewhere, start with a little guy. Little guy sort of helps build up the local economy, and that's where I see us getting back on track. What a year it's been so far! Just 7 days into it, and we already have so many crazy things happening. And when I say crazy, I'm talking about, who would have ever guessed, right? Who would have ever imagined, if we told you 4 years ago what would be happening there in the United States? I'm sure you guys would be just like, come on, you got to be crazy. Looking at scenes of what happened there in the Capitol, it's like watching a movie. I honestly think it's so surreal what's going on right now. And I don't know, has it got you guys worried? Do you really care? Is it something you're not particular about? Let me know your thoughts. I love hearing what you guys have to think and how you feel about things. And let's have a little chat about it. We have a few more minutes, of course, before we go into the raffles. So we do have some time together to spend. While we're waiting for that, yeah, Anil, I'm with you there, But then somehow I think there's a self-correction system situation happening here. As much as I really don't like what happened in 2020 and the way 2021 starting, right? As scared as I am of all of that, I think it's fair to say that if you look through history, this is just part of evolution. It's part of the evolution of the world. So, we just got to roll with it. We are here as guests. Okay, we are just visitors here. So what's going to happen is going to happen, and we just have to adapt to everything. That's what we as humans are designed to do. All right, we just try to adapt and make the best of our environment, etc. And we'll get through this. We will. But in the U.S., it's particularly opened up several different major conversations that need to happen. So there's some good things to happen over come from this. Well, globally, I'm talking about, not just in the U.S. Right? Is my camera freaking out on your side too?
Yes.
I wonder why. But anyway, we won't fiddle with it. It's 2021, right? It's just another glitch of the year. But okay, just try and imagine it not glitchy. Back to the conversations that we need to have, and some that have been brought to the forefront that I appreciate is President Trump getting banned from Facebook and Instagram. I don't know about Twitter though. Like, I know that there was a lock on his account, but I don't know if they've restored it. Facebook and Instagram have officially come up and said that they will not restore his account for the remainder of his presidency due to concerns about violence. And those are very well, I think it's a good move from Facebook and Instagram. I just think it's way too late. I really do think that it's a monster that's been created, and now we're paying the price because social media has gone completely out of control already, and the people in charge of it have also lost control. So we're entering a new era of humanity, and I don't know if I've shared this one with you before, so bear with me if I have, and if I have, just pop it in the comments box. I hate to repeat myself, but I do have a theory that I'm not sure if I shared with you about social media and about the way the world is happening right now. If you ever read the parables in your Bible, don't worry, I'm not going to get religious on people. So if you're not Catholic or anything, don't worry, I'm not going to be coming down hard. I'm just saying parables are, regardless of what religion, there's obviously some substance there, right? Now, parables through the years obviously have been made easy to tell, easy to listen to. So they make nice little stories for us. But there had to be a grain of truth, right? A grain of truth to every parable. You have the Joseph and his colored not raincoat. You've got Noah and the ark, and you've got Adam and Eve and all of these other things, right? You remember the Tower of Babylon parable? It's basically the story of when humans all spoke one language, and they got so arrogant and cocky that because they felt this power that they had, that they all built this tower, the Tower of Babylon, to reach the heavens, because they could all communicate and stuff like that. And then the story goes that God got angry with them because of their arrogance trying to reach heaven, that he one day snapped his fingers, and then everybody started speaking a different language, and that's where they all fell. I'm paraphrasing, it's very loose, but that's generally the gist, right? So if parables come from a place where there's a little bit of substance, and history always repeats itself in humanity, what if this modern Tower of Babylon is social media? Think about it. We all finally spoke one language, so to speak, right? Meaning we all communicated on one platform and we could all understand each other. So in theory, it was fantastic, right? We could connect with high school classmates we never even liked in high school across the globe now, and teachers and friends and colleagues and all these things, right? And we were sharing baby photos and then our day and our breakfast and all that. And it was wonderful. But as with everything, especially with humans, it always goes to the excess, right? And the excess is when everybody starts talking, there's nobody listening. And this is what's happened with social media. Everybody talking at the same time, nobody listening. Also, when you have 8 billion people in the world and they're all sharing this social media platform, everybody's ideas are being pushed as being the correct one. You have morality imposed on people, you have the religion imposed on people, you have all of this, and now we're seeing the crumble. Does this make sense to anybody? Let me know, because kind of when I'm talking to this camera right there, he said, okay, thank you, Ariana. I was kind of freaking out there, thinking I wasn't making any sense. But it's just a theory. It's a very loose theory. The modern Tower of Babylon, social media. We all learned to speak one language. We all started talking at the same time. Now there's nobody listening. And then also the tolerance for one another. Humans are not designed to live in groups bigger than 150, believe it or not. That's really our tribal mentality. Anything larger than 150 community, you lose touch. You can't be as... So, of course, as we evolve, we learn how to deal with this, and we have structures in place so we can live in larger communities. But fundamentally, our brains are not wired that way yet. We will evolve eventually to get there, but social media happened like that. So now you're saying something with even a private account, 3,000 to 5,000 people listening. That's just any private account, right? Is an average of about 3,000 to 5,000 now. Can you imagine what point in time before where you would say something and everything you said will be scrutinized by 5,000 people? Now take it up a notch when you have a public page, especially when before a shadow ban. And my microphone just reacted. Take a public page, and that becomes magnified even more. Now you're broadcasting to millions, right? And you're broadcasting to, yeah? Did you say something? Oh, I thought it was a problem because I'm hearing some weird sounds over here, but I'll just keep talking until you stop me. So that's basically my loose theory. I'll polish it up a little bit, but I think there's a tremendous amount to learn, from what's happened in the US. I think Facebook and Instagram and Twitter were just a little too late. This is what happened because when you have this delusional, when you allow this to carry on, and I'm not going to get political either, right? But when you allow this to carry on where we are now, we don't even have a baseline that we can all agree on a common set of facts. This is what social media, especially what's happening in the US, has happened is we have devalued the facts. Your feelings are worth more than facts. This can't be, because this is just not the way we've ever operated. We need to all, regardless of where we're coming from, agree on a baseline of facts. Now, with what's happened over there, questioning elections and stuff like that, you can't let that fester, because then everything falls apart. It's anarchy, because it's literally the fabric of democracy that you're just tearing away at. Because if you don't accept the results of the election, why are you going to accept the results of the Super Bowl or the #1 song on Billboard or anything that has a rating system? Why would you? Because if you scream loud enough, then it can be overturned, or you can live in your own little bubble, your own little echo chamber where that is the reality. And this is why, if there's anything good to come out of it, I hope it's that. I hope that we have a global conversation about social media and the responsible use of it and how we're going to take it to the next era, because it cannot continue this way. People all just, it's just becoming one after another. You'll see countries fall if they don't change something, because it's just the beginning, right? This is just barely 10 years old. I know it's a little bit older, but really its last 10 years has become popular and out of control. So if we let it go any further in this next decade, no, we're going to be really in trouble. And Anne's correct too. She says, funny, no pun there, Anne, because she says everyone wants to be right. And I'm saying you're right. You know what I mean, right? But it's true, because we all have this inane this desire to feel right. And when the problem with social media is the way that we've also structured it, it rewards winning, right? And this is a very primal human emotion, right? Winning. People get addicted to winning, but dialogue should never be incentivized with winning. You should never enter a dialogue with the goal to win, because that is just the worst thing you can do, because you're there with the goal to learn. Because even the dumbest person, you can learn something from if you listen. Even if it's just 2 or 3 or 4% of what that person said that you learn from, that's 2 or 3 or 4% better than you had before. But when you go into a conversation, a dialogue with the mindset of winning, which is how social media has basically been structured, with all the likes, with all the shares, with all the positive comments, and people just echo chamber, and then you have the complete opposite, people who fight you for it, it becomes a battle of winning and losing, when the whole idea is supposed to be sharing and learning. You can't do it when you're trying to win. Do you see what I'm trying to get at? It's skewed. So we need to change the whole structure of it. And I think they're already getting the gist of this, because they're already removing the likes from the public pages. Thank you, Gio. The goal is always to learn, because here's another way you can put it. if you were just saying, okay, well, whoever could get their point across better wins, that's also not fair, because some people speak better than others. Some people express themselves better than other people, right? So if you are, let's say, in a relationship or anything, and you are the better speaker, you're the better communicator, you can express yourself better than your partner, well, guess what? You'll practically win every argument. But do you think your partner's going to be happy? No, of course not. Because you cannot argue with a feeling of injustice. It's just their way of articulating it that you won with. So that's why it's important to listen. That's why it's important to even the people who we don't have things in common with. Those are the people we should listen to even more, because those are the people you can really learn from. Getting a little deep, no? Well, it's the first show of the year. You know, you got to start as you mean to go on. And we want to continue with something a little bit more substantial. Tito'Clock's always stood for something a little bit more than just raffles and fun and Rocket, even though Rocket thinks he's basically the whole reason Tito'Clock was started. Don't tell him that. He's out of the room right now, so he can't hear us. But yes, it's about more than that. It's about also, here, let's see what Ben Hur has to say. We talked based on our first reaction on what happened to the case of the Sarah. We easily judge immediately. Classic. It's a classic example, Ben Hur. This case of the Sarah, this is a classic case of wanting to believe a certain set of facts, right? There's an actual, term for it. I forget the actual term, but it's something like wishful thinking, but there's a more scientific term, and when it comes to me, I'll share it. When you want to believe something, your mind will automatically go that way and give you the supporting facts, right? So the problem that happened there with the DeSera case is, well, the optics were bad, and based on the information, and then of course people's emotion. Everybody has to be first. That's another thing that needs to be killed. Is we have to stop rewarding first. It's got to be more on be fair. Reward fair rather than first. Because at the moment, all news outlets reward first, not fair. So if we remove the likes from the pages, this is another thing why I support removing the likes from public pages. And obviously, this page will suffer, but who cares, right? If it's for the greater good, it should be done. Because when you have a public page, right, and you are in news, right, all the ABS, CBNs, GMAs, Rapplers, and all that, they're competing now on likes and shares and engagement and numbers, right? So there's somebody there saying who's better at telling news than the other person, right? News is news. It shouldn't have flavor. It shouldn't have seasoning. But it's who breaks it first and who sensationalizes it more, because the metric that we decide on is likes and shares. So if we remove that metric and all of a sudden the news is just news and you're not invested in it either way, whether people click on it or don't click on it, then we will start returning to some decent journalism again. Some people usually speak now, think later, even they're posing the wrong ideas nila. Yes, that's right, Janelle. People usually they want to hear themselves, right? It's like they feel that they need to put their thing out there. Now the DeSera case, like Agnes bringing up, I totally agree. My heart shatters into a million pieces. I was talking about this last night to my family, and I was saying how hard it must be. Can you imagine being the family of Christine DeSera? It's like she's being raped over and over and over again. Now, we don't even know if there was initially a rape, but the fact that, yes, she was, no, she wasn't, yes, she was, no, she wasn't. And all of this being aired out in public, it's like she's being violated over and over and over again. And it's disgusting. It's really disgusting. And I hope that we learn from this too. Not just the netizens, we have a lot to learn as well, but also the police department, you know. Don't be so gung-ho to solve a crime, you know. That's another thing is, I guess social media has contributed to that too, is they're so desperate to get a win that it doesn't matter. Justice is not, you know, considered here. It doesn't matter. It's just, if they got those people and called them rapists and the whole country was mad at them, that's a big win for the PNP. This is why we need to take away the incentive system, all the likes, shares, and all that for a while. Because it's just gotten out of hand. totally out of hand. I mean, if you want, put those things on TikTok and Instagram and stuff, because they're a little more harmless. Definitely TikTok more than, because Instagram you can still share news and stuff like that. But TikTok I've just been playing around with, by the way, for the last couple of days. Actually, for the last, since I think Jan 3 was my first post. And by the way, first post, my nephews, nieces, and kids were telling me while I was on break in the beach over the New Year, saying, Tito James, you should really do a TikTok account. I was like, come on, man. I mean, I don't, look at me. I'm not a TikToker. I'm not be dancing and all that. Saying, no, it's more than just dancing. Go over and check it out. So I posted one video. I had 0 followers. 0 followers. And there, you can see on the side, it's got 39,500 likes and 1 million views. 1 million views in like 3 days. Or where, there, it's, you have to log in and see it. 1 million views in 3 days or 4 days and almost 40,000 likes. So yeah, it's a crazy place, but it's a very happy place. I'm noticing that when you're scrolling through TikTok, I don't get the same level of anxiety that, yeah, so we picked up in that one video, I guess, and I uploaded a couple more. How many did join? And so this is where I'm going to spend a little bit of time from now on. Not, of course, I'm going to split it up. There's Facebook, there's Instagram, there's a little Twitter, although I hate Twitter. TikTok will definitely be a big part of the platforms that we're developing, because it's like the last happy place on the internet for me. I hope it doesn't change. I hope it really doesn't change, because yeah, it's annoying. There's some annoying things, there's some stupid things, but at least there's no toxic things. I'm not seeing toxicity like I do on all the other platforms, or at least Facebook, especially Facebook. I can't believe I'm saying this on Facebook. It's so weird to be, ragging on a platform that you're actually on right now. But, I don't, like I said, I really don't care. At the end of the day, if this is hurting us more than it is serving us, then we really either have to get rid of it or revolutionize it, change it completely. But this thing has brought it to the forefront. This whole election there and the drama that they're having in the U.S. Oliver, I feel you, man. If I wasn't so invested in it, I would be as well. But, I still have commitments on there and stuff like that. But it's not where I choose to spend my time. I choose to spend my time with you. I don't consider this Facebook where we're at right now. This is a podcast. This is a stream. This is a stream that happens to be on Facebook and YouTube. But you guys are amazing. And trolls don't really live in this space, because trolls don't have the patience to listen to a 1-hour show just to be able to speak their mind. There's a lot easier targets, lower hanging fruit, where they can just be nasty and trollish on, to come over to a 1-hour podcast and try to get their voice back. Anyway, so there's the homily for today. All rise now for the TikTok. I'm just kidding. What do you say, X? Have we kept them waiting long enough? We have like 9 prizes to draw out. I think there are actually 8 prizes. There's 7 Ninja Ions. And there is 1 prize where you choose. I'm getting a little heartburn. I think it's a hangover of 2020. Still really stressed about that whole year. But we're gonna give 7 Ninja Ions away. And then we're going to give away one winner will choose between either the diagnostics or the gas. Now, if it's diagnostics, it's 10,000. If it's gas, it's 5,000. Now, if you're somebody that uses diagnostics, then go for that, because really, I mean, you're going to double it. But obviously, if you're not, you want gas, that's also a great way to. We're going to be drawing that out in just a little second. Agnes, all rise. Yeah, sorry about that. I just felt like a homily. That's all. I feel like in these situations when you don't have a guest and you're just talking by yourself, you really do feel like you're in the middle of a homily. Speaking of which, where are my comments? There. No wonder I couldn't see. I didn't click that thing, and now I couldn't see all the other comments except for the ones that were flashed up. So, like Joe Miranda said, he actually deactivated his Facebook once, and realized he had to keep up with the stupid things people do to protect his daughter. Yeah, because that's another thing. If you have kids on it, you want to make sure that you also have one eye out on it as well. But there's nothing wrong with Facebook per se. I don't want to sound like this grumpy old Tito. There's nothing wrong with Facebook, just like there's nothing wrong with alcohol. There's nothing wrong with a little fat or a little sugar. It's always in moderation. The problem here is it is a drug, and it is being marketed as a drug. And this is where I have a huge problem with it, and a lot of people have a huge problem with it, is because they know that they're marketing it as a drug. They're pushing your buttons. These are all scientifically researched on how to get you addicted. And that's where it becomes a problem, when all your news comes from Facebook, or 80% of your news comes from Facebook. Then you become dependent on it, and then you fall into the echo chamber, and then you get manipulated. So if you are just a casual Facebook user, you come in, you have your few people that you follow, you share your baby photos, whatever, and you don't pay attention to the garbage, you'll be fine. But just you have to be strong, because not everybody's that strong. You go down the rabbit hole. Same happens with YouTube. YouTube, you go down the rabbit hole, and their scam is the suggested recommended videos. Now, I personally find it a little less harmful than Facebook, because all YouTube is really doing is they are curating your content for you, which is a bit of a problem, I agree, but not so bad in the way that, okay, you watch this UFC clip, you might want to watch this one too. You might want to watch this one. And so it has an algorithm that follows that. Again, every now and again, just shake it up. My son and I have a little thing that we do, because he taught me this trick. When you're on YouTube, just because I was looking at his, when you see his page, right, of the things he watches, like, why is yours so diverse? I mean, mine's just always, I always see the same things. He says, because you get caught in your own little rabbit hole, and now YouTube wants to keep you in that little bubble. What he does is he goes and he checks completely randomly different things. Like he goes, if he's watching NBA, the next video, after a few videos, he's going to go and watch something completely different, like maybe a science documentary on something, so that the algorithm is always suggesting multiple things for him. And I followed that, and it does give you a better menu to choose from, and just creates a better situation out there. You just don't want to be always just consuming exactly what they're feeding you, because then it becomes a bit of a problem. Ria says, we control what we want to see and read in social media. Good for you, Ria. Not everyone does that. That's the problem. Thanks, Samantha. I love it. Thank you. Woohoo! You know what? I'm going to try one day, maybe next week. Who knows if I can get the hang of it. I'm also going to go live on TikTok because they have a live function there too. Sheila says it's all about how you handle things. Self-discipline is a must. Self-discipline in anything is a must. So yes, you're a good one there, Sheila. And it's always in how you handle things, because yeah, it's not the problem, it's how you react to it, right? It's not the situation, it's how you react to it. And that's what differentiates all of us. Facebook has lost its intended design as a means of connecting with people you know. And the reason it's done that, Charles, is because they found a better business model in dividing people rather than connecting them. It's by design, is what we're saying. And that's why the people who run it are aware of it. And this is why it's pure evil now, that they know what they're doing and they're not doing anything to change it. The design has changed fundamentally from connecting to dividing, polarizing. Because when you can polarize a crowd, one, the engagement gets built up because everyone loves a fight. And two, when it's polarized as much as it is in the United States, nobody's listening. You don't listen to each other when it's extreme, right? That's what they managed to create. That's the battle that they won. Hopefully it's not the war that they won, but the battle, they've definitely won that. They've polarized America, divided them, so nobody's listening to each other anymore. It's just pure hate. And that's why people are saying and worried, I'm not saying, but they're worried they're headed for civil war, because it's just the way that this is a product of social media. Elon Musk posted yesterday. I don't know if you can see that X, but I think I posted it on my Instagram. If you can look at Instagram, the one I posted of Elon Musk, it's like a domino effect. And it's very subtle in how he did it. But this is probably one of the greatest minds we got in Earth right now, right? Elon Musk. A little eccentric. Yeah, I know he crosses the line every now and again, but he's still a genius. And what he posted was really subtle, but very, very deep. He said it's the domino effect. And he has a picture of some guy with a small domino up to the big domino. Small domino is a website to rate girls on campus. And then the big domino is the Capitol is under siege. And it's very clever how he did it, because it really, in one sort of little cartoon, he shows the problem, how they've managed to let social media. And the irony of it is that the leader of the free world, the icon of democracy himself, the president of the United States, was censored by a private company, and his freedom of speech was curtailed. How ironic is that? And it doesn't get any higher than that. If we don't learn from this, we are doomed. We are so doomed, because you cannot get a bigger, stronger example than what has just happened there. And I feel for the U.S. I'm not in any way taking any pleasure from. I have a lot of relatives there, a lot of friends there, and it hurts me to see what's going on there. So look at the Elon Musk, how he did it. And if you zoom into that, it says the Capitol seems to be under control of a man in a Viking hat. Yeah. So that is the domino effect. It starts off with that, and it ended with this. But people were saying this. It's not like it snuck up on us. This, what's frustrating here is people have been saying this for years. People, including people who founded this, have been saying this for years. And now we have to deal with the problem. And it's also going to it's been hitting the third world countries harder, but we just don't get the same news. Like if you go into Myanmar, had major problems with it. Indonesia had major problems with it. We're talking mob lynchings and genocide and things like this, all because of fake news spread on social media, or social media being used to rile people up into action, into the wrong kind of action. And, we just don't hear about it again. So it was always swept under the carpet. It's like, the Western world, who cares about a few thousand people in Myanmar or in Indonesia? But now one person dies in the capital. Is it one or is it more? I've read 5, but I'm not sure. One definitely died. There's actually a video of going around of that actual shooting. I don't know if you've seen it. I would post it, but it's a little graphic. And also knowing Facebook, they'll probably close the page down if I... Huh? 4 or 5? So it's 5 already confirmed dead. 5 people confirmed dead in election violence in the U.S. Did you ever think you'd read a headline like that? And the election violence incited by none other than the president himself. It's so bizarre. Even as I'm saying it, I kind of think I'm just reading out a movie script. There you go. 5 people are dead following violent siege. 5 people are dead following violent siege at the U.S. Capitol. How crazy is this? Okay, X. It's time to hit them with some good news. You ready there with the raffle? Oh, yeah. We need Rocket the Raffle Dog. Hang on. Come on, Rocket the Raffle Dog. Where are you? Okay. So 2 different draws. Okay. This is our official DTI representative, Rocket the Raffle Dog. So here he is to draw out the first raffle prize, which will be what, X? The Ninja Ions. 7 Ninja Ions. Look at him. He's being so pakipot. Oh, there he is. Rocket. Here, Rocket. Even Rocket's pissed off now. He's like, no, I'm off social media. Can you hit the button, Rocket? Oh, sorry. Ang hirap. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3. What? Oh, hang on. I got pause that. Okay, here we go. 1, 2. There you go. No wonder Rocket didn't want to play. He was like, I don't have the music. No music, no Rocket. Okay, take it off because he's now looking. Okay, Rocket. You see how spoiled this dog is? If there's no raffle music, he's like, he doesn't want to play. He looks like he's bored. Rocket? You want to press the button, Rocket? 1, 2, 3. Why are you always looking for your mom? Look over here. There's a huge crowd wanting to see you. Look at these people. They all came out just to see you. There you are. Wave. Hi, everyone. Hi, everyone. What do you think Rocket's voice would sound like if Rocket could talk? Can you, would it be high pitch? Would it be, what if it's really deep? All right, Brent. Who else we got there? Soshiang. So these are the limited edition Ninja Ions with the colors, the different colors. John Tupas. We're also going to post this on Instagram because from now on, I don't know if you guys saw that story, but this is super important for everyone who's tuned in right now. Super important. Now that Rocket's here to officially share this statement. Whoa, bark, Rocket. He doesn't bark. Well, he does. I guess we fight him, he'll bark. Here's something very important. All the raffles will be on Instagram already. So after this, everything's migrated to Instagram. The Ninja Ions I think we raffled off from Facebook because it was from last year. And that's when we first posted it. But moving forward, everything will be moved to Instagram because of the ridiculous shadow ban on Facebook. And we just don't want to, we want to just give you the best chances of winning and stuff like that. Not everyone's seeing the raffles anymore on Facebook. I know it's a bit difficult on Instagram too, because sometimes they lock the comments when it reaches a certain amount. So it's very important to be first, actually. In fact, it's a far better system for people who want to win the raffle. I'll tell you why, is because if there really is a system, can you just press the button before you go, Rocky? I know you want to leave. Oh. Here we go. That's why. He's so... Okay. Thanks, guys. Thanks, guys. Congrats. Okay, Rocket, you can go and play there. There you go. You're off the hook, my little DTI rep. So here's the important announcement. Congratulations, firstly, to all of our winners. And the second important announcement was that from this moment forward, we're going to be putting everything on Instagram. So if you want to continue joining the raffles and you want to win something big, that's the place to do it. The thing that's a little sad about it is, yes, I've been getting some complaints from people saying that they can't always join because I don't know what it is with Instagram and the comments, but when it hits a certain amount, they tend to not allow comments. But if you follow it, I think you should be able to get around that problem. And if not, at least if you follow it, you'll see it first, you'll have a better chance. So it's usually only, I think, allowing around 2,000 or 3,000 comments. And that's much better than how it was before on Facebook, because Facebook would be getting anywhere from, well, 10,000 to 100,000 comments for a raffle. And then that's when things really would get lost. I mean, your chance of winning were like 1 in 100,000 now. Now it's 1 in 3,000 if you can get there and put your name in, or 2,000. So there you go. Your odds are better. And we'll also start doing it on YouTube eventually when we start building that channel up as well, because we got to spread things out. Because one thing, again, about social media is if Facebook continues the way it's going, not many people are going to want to stay there. I'm already seeing so many of the comments here on the wall here saying that, people are leaving Facebook, people are not so happy with it, or they have a very, very limited use of it now because of the toxicity. So eventually, it's probably in a way helping, because as sad as it is to sort of get the shadow ban in one way, as we were talking as a team, I was telling the team that, yes, it's sad. Nobody would want that. But if you look at it from the positives, well, it's kind of just pushing forward what's inevitable. I really cannot see this being sustained. Facebook was not the same place it was 1 year ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 4 years ago. And every month that goes by, it seems to be getting worse and worse and worse because they've lost control over it. It's been taken over by trolls. There are more troll accounts supposedly now than real accounts. They removed something like 2 billion accounts. Can you imagine 2 billion? That's staggering. And we still have a fake news problem, and we still have a troll problem, we still have a harassment problem, we still have toxicity problems. So you can imagine the algorithm is just working overtime. And this is what I feel has happened to the page. It's nothing personal. I don't think it's a government thing or anything like that. It's just simply the algorithm working overtime because Facebook's either trying to show Congress that they're doing something and Senate that they are doing something, or they really just don't know what they're doing. And they're just like, well, this is the best we can do. So normal pages that have no, like this page is being picked up by the algorithm and saying, okay, well, we'll penalize that page, not even realizing why. It's just because either it shared a meme or something they didn't like, and they're just being red hot on it. So end result is it's not the same place. So probably a good idea to spread it out now and keep spreading it on different platforms. But that's what it's going to be like for a little while. Instagram is going to host the raffles, eventually YouTube, and then Facebook will continue this for Tito'Clock, and of course, as many as we're allowed to post. Until then, you guys be kind to another. Kind to one another. Almost forgot my line. And don't forget to wash your hands and sanitize. Till then, bye, guys.
Fancy meeting you in my internet. Couldn't help but notice your smile while everybody else around us is surfing about. Can we just stop and chat a while? Get away from these gray and boring, lonesome days of our quarantine. Early yet to say what lies ahead. It's just the first day of the rest of our lives. Love could be waiting at the end of this quarantine. Let's stop and talk a while. Let's stop and talk.